I'm 2 minutes late. Trust me when I tell you that I was doing everything within my power to try and make it on time. But here's the thing. This is Simoson building. Anything is possible. Anything happens. The slightest infringement can set a completely different course. And here we are. So it's basically 120 minutes, 120 seconds that I am late. And as is my custom, I'm going to sit here and justify, or at least attempt to justify exactly why I'm late. But then again, all of that is just semantics. You're not going to be interested in any of that. So what I need for you guys to do, and very quickly and expeditiously, if you could tell me in the comments below if I am loud and clear so that we can get this proverbial show on the road. I'll get it right in a moment. Okay, it's a beautiful Monday morning. I'll tell you the time now. It's 11:34. And it gives me time to sort of exchange a little banter with you as you gather around. And also, guys, please share this live wherever you are. Share it with people that you think would be interested in having this type of conversation. I know it's a little controversial, but a little controversy never hurt anyone. Tell me if that resonates. Can we say it again? A little controversy never hurt anyone, although that's not entirely true. Yeah, but we're here, okay, and we will ride this horse as far as it'll take us. Let's just throw it out there, okay. If joking, we love you anyway with your lateness, with your tardiness. I know, it's a condition. And it's something I'm working on. I'm 55 years old, and let me tell you, I'm not where I'm supposed to be, but I'm not where I used to be, okay, in terms of timekeeping. I used to be terrible when it came to time. Oh, my goodness. Do I have stories to tell you? But we will leave that for another time. There's something that I really want to share with you. It's important to me. And because it's important to me, I feel it would probably be indirectly important to you. Hence the reason we're here. Okay? Let me begin by saying, over the last several months, I've been watching and looking at what Chilufya Tayali has been doing and saying, wherever he is. One day he might be in Singapore. The next day he might be in Australia. The day after that he might be in the Maldives. A week after that he might be in the Seychelles. And incidentally, it's Seychelles, it's not Seychelles, because in Zambia we say Seychelles. No, it's the Seychelles. He was in the Seychelles. No. He was in the Seychelles, and he's become a fugitive from the law because in his mind he's fighting for a noble cause. When the truth is, there is no nobility whatsoever in anything that Chilufya Tayali does. You must understand that. There is not 1 ounce, there's not one smidgen, there is not one iota of patriotism or nobility in whatever Chilufya Tayali says or does. Why? Because front and center, it's all about him. It's all about what he can get. It's all about his cut. It's all about what's in it for me. Now, the moment you cease to give him what he thinks he wants, you become enemy number one. That is his whole apparatus. That is his entire modus operandi. He's been doing that for years. And I don't want to sit here and say that I predicted this. It's just common sense. It's common knowledge. As I said the other day, I did a video not too long ago where I said in Zambia, when you have a premonition about something and you share that premonition, when you have an inclination about something and say, you know what, I think this is going to go this way. People often, and they tend to quote it, they tend to coat it, C-O-A-T, coat. They tend to sugarcoat it in prophecy. Oh, no, it's a prophecy. No, sometimes it's just common sense. Don't be so spiritually minded that you're no earthly good. At the same time, don't be no earthly good that you can't be spiritually minded. You have to strike a balance. You got to strike a pose. In the words of Madonna, strike a pose, strike a balance, okay? Not everything has to be on the left and not everything has to be on the right. Sometimes you have to meet in between, okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you. So here it is, Tayali, and he has a litany. He has a plethora. He has a trail of destruction left behind him, the likes of which you have never seen. A man that is so irresponsible that he literally cannot see his nose in front of him. He can't see beyond his nose. Everything he does, everything he says is temporal. Everything he does is about here and now. He doesn't think about the future. He doesn't think about consequence. He doesn't think about results. He doesn't think about that. All he thinks about is, what is in it for me now? Now, in the process of doing that, you remember during the run-up to the elections, Tayali was paid by ECL's team to go on a rampage and discredit HH. In fact, one of the reasons Edith Nwakwe is in a huge mess. I mean, the mess that Edith Nwakwe is in is so gargantuan, is so colossal, it beggars description. Tayali, along with Edith Nwakwe, were funded to launch this campaign, the Hatembo scandal. They deduced in a nutshell, they basically said that no, HH used his undue influence and advantage to acquire land that didn't belong to him, that he somehow grabbed land, unlawfully grabbed land from a family that was being taken advantage of by HH. All of this stuff, they could never prove it because it didn't exist. And Tayali, you remember, he would go with documents. He would go to the Ministry of Lands and he would run up and down the country like the devil, to and fro on the face of the earth like the devil. And he would have all these documents. Hey, Twalam from your ballot. He won't be on the ballot. I've got all the evidence. And it's because of Tayali's machinations that when HH was summoned to the court, he was accompanied by HH was accompanied by UPND cadres. It is in that scuffle when the police tried to disperse those cadres who had gone to offer solidarity. And this is the reason in this new administration, it is never a good idea for cadres to accompany party leaders when they're going to court. It is a mess. You've seen here in the recent past that this administration, the police, zero tolerance. And this is the way it should be. When a political leader has been summoned to court, it is unnecessary. It is futile. It is worthless for him to be accompanied by cadres. Why? Because there will always be a conflict with police. To avoid that nonsense, to avoid the potential of that conflict, now in this dispensation, any political leader who appears in court should not be accompanied by any supporters, any cadres, because it just breeds conflict. But in those days, HH had been summoned to court. The UPND cadres went there to give him support. The police descended. This is on the island in front of the high court grounds. It's a very famous video. Everybody knows. Tell me in the comments if you remember. It is in that scuffle that the prosecutor, Nsama, was shot and killed by the police as a direct consequence, as a direct result of that ruckus. So you see the domino effect of Chilufya Tayali. Everything he touches, he has the Midas touch of destruction. Tayali has the Midas touch of confusion. Everything he glosses over crumbles in confusion. And you remember when that effort failed, because that idea of or that accusation of HH acquiring land, when they failed to prove that because it didn't exist, it was just a complete lie. It was an attempt by Edgar Lungu to discredit and to remove HH from the ballot. That's all it was. And Edgar used surrogates like Tayali, Nawakwi to try and discredit and to remove HH from the ballot. They failed because the thing was based on a lie. It was based on falsities. It was based on innuendo. It was based on malice. That's all it was. So when that landed with a hollow thud, when that effort failed, you remember what Tayali said? He said, I would rather live in Ethiopia with my wife. I'd rather live in Ethiopia with my wife. I would rather live in a country foreign to me than to be here in Zambia with Hakainde Hichilema as president. That's what he said. A short time after that, he started saying, oh, if I'm not afraid of jail. I'm not afraid of facing the hangman. I'm not afraid of going to court. I'm a man, and I can face Hakainde Hichilema wherever he is. If I go to court and the court system sends me to prison, so be it. After all, prison is just prison. Remember him saying that? Tell me in the comments below. Tell me in the comments below. Because this is the thing about Tayali. When he turns on his camera, the braggadocious nature, the braggadocious spirit just grapples him. It enslaves him. He becomes the Incredible Hulk when the camera turns on. But the moment it turns off in the midnight hour when no one is listening, no one is watching, and Tayali's laying in bed all by himself in a cold sweat, he looks up to heaven and he asks, God, what have I done? What have I done to ruin my life in this fashion? But oh, the moment the sun comes up and he turns on that camera, oh, that braggadocious spirit takes a hold of him. That spirit of rebellion grabs him. That spirit of malice and malicious intent gets a hold of him. That's what happens to that chap. And in fine Tayali style, when he knew he could see that the noose was tightening around his neck, guess what he did? Apiam. Achtapiapix. Apiamo. He became lucively ablazed. Isn't that how you say apiamo? Apiamo means he became lucidly ablaze. We're just making this up as we go along. He just disappeared. Now let's look at the consequences of that action. Now you got to remember, Tayali was a husband, is a father. Okay, let's be clear about that. What was he fighting for? What was so grave that he would place his family, he would sacrifice his wife and his children at the altar of political convenience. What was so urgent about that? I'll tell you. The reason Tayali bolted was in the midnight hour. Tayali crawled to the UPND with his tail between his legs. He fell to his knees and he said to the UPND administration, "Help me, help you. I know I said some horrible things. God knows I said it. But help me, help you. I could be an asset to you. If you place me in the right position, I could get stuff done for you. I know things about ECL that you don't know. I can destroy ECL just like that. If you welcome me within your conclave, I can get stuff done for you. All you have to do is wipe my slate clean. All of the court cases I have, get rid of them. I will swear and pledge allegiance to you as the UPND and you alone, nobody else. If you do that, if you get rid of my court cases, if you wipe the slate clean, you place my feet on a higher ground financially, if you can guarantee my financial security, oh, I could do stuff for you, HH. I'm an asset. I'm a bullet in your gun. I'm a sword in your sheath. Let me do my thing now. The UPND looked at Tayali and said, "You have got to be out your crazy God-given mind. We're not doing that. Get thee behind us, Satan." Tayali walked away and he said, "Oh yeah? Well, I'm going to show you." And he starts going crazy. When he began to see that they were circling the wagons around him, Apiam. Achisapiepix. Apiam. Ashabakashi. Abana. Amasukulu yabana. He jeopardizes his school, his children's education, his family's well-being. I need some water. Sorry. Josie. Sorry. Namwinga. Nasaka minwa. I need some water. Just 1 second. Josie. Namwinga. Fale. How come they're not here? They should be here. Nasaka minwa. My throat is dry. Just give me a moment. This is Simoson. Excuse me, Josie, could you bring me a cup of water? We don't. This is Simoson. We don't have that. Here we just scream. Fale Namwinga. Mushaba kashana ba chidishani mwevantu please twa papa tatwa la saka bilwa. Come in. Namwinga. Josie. Oh, Fale. Mampele kwa menshi. Mutise ko bwangu bami. Na afwa. Pano na lafwa. Wala sanga feni nguma. Ati inga chinisha ati yo achi bapa live. Edu achi ta saka mix. Just give me a moment. Sorry. I knew I should have had some water. I usually have water. And then guys, please remind me in the comments. What was I saying? Pantu ndalaba. Ndalaba, I'm telling you. So apani ndaba. I mean, Shinga Yaisapa, I won't know what I was saying. Just remind me in the comments. Yeah. Kukulana ninchito. All right. We'll get there. We'll just give me a moment. Let me just drink this water. So tell me what was I saying? What was I talking about? Tell me. You'll be fine, yes. I always wanted to feature, tell me what I was saying before I thingied. Tayali went crazy, that's right. About Tayali's useless and he went crazy. So here it is, he disappeared, knowing full well that he has a family, wife, children, responsibilities. He laid everything at the altar of political expedience. For what? Now, he's in a foreign country. He can't do anything but spend his entire existence on Facebook and TikTok. That's all he does, because that's all he can do. The benefactors, the people that have sponsored him, and Tayali's very open about the challenges he faces. One day he can tell you, me, I'm here enjoying myself. I'm even about to buy a car. One minute he can say that, the very next he can say, inewa landlord kunobani nkomena, ama ki katwishinga batwele kwi, na bankomena ndele panse. Oh, Chilufya, weka. Umuntu umo, lero narashita motoka. Mailo ba landlord kuno kuchalo kufyalo fyabene, na batukomena pantu rent tatulipile. Thank you, Mama. Ubushiro. Total unadulterated madness. Now, let me get to why I refer to him as the Catholic fugitive. Because I know some of you were very upset about that, and I'll explain, I'll justify why I use that. Tayali prides himself on being a devout Catholic. He's very, very clear about that. Alalanda prophet yonse inendi katolika ndabuka 6 koloka ni 5 iyo babuka abo nganabuka na mukupepa kuli ba Mary abo. I'm not familiar with the Catholic faith, so please forgive me. I don't know how they do it. And he'll kneel in front of a statue, you know, of Mary or somebody, and then he'll say, "Oh, I was in church, I sought the face of God." In the same breath, the insults that come out of that mouth, my goodness. So I wonder, so you, on one hand, you call yourself a devout. Yes, we know there's no one who's perfect, we know that. But if you're going to tout, if you're going to put front and center your Catholic faith, and you claim to be a devout, loyal, faithful Catholic, and you submit and acquiesce yourself to the tenets of Catholicism, or Catholicism, or catechism, I don't know the terminology, and then turn around in the same breath, wa fumiense de shiresha kuchiboria shiresha majanki shiria baku tukense na pibe ilibe ifikero kunsele Kenya tukada. Oh, ya tukanoyo. The very next day, picture muchechi ku Catholic nafu kama Virgin Mary, hey chaba na shalisha. That's not normal. That's not normal. I would rather, don't talk about your faith. Don't talk about your Catholicism. Don't talk about your catechism or whatever it is. Concentrate on being a villain in the arena of politics. Don't sugarcoat it and define yourself or identify yourself as a devout Catholic. Uansele elio chimbia chona muna imwe mwewa katolika imwe, you Catholics, maka Zambian Catholics, na richimone, ngam umuntu ngalanda pa church, when someone talks about your church, mola tuka denselelo mula fulwa. Why do you do that? Why? I mean, you call yourself a Catholic. Why are you insulting? Why are you using vulgarity? Somebody in the comment section said, "No, mwewa, you and Tayali are the same." No. We're not the same. You look at any of my videos, I do not use vulgarity. I do not use insele. Insele is not part of my vocabulary. It's not part of my repertoire. And so for you who say, no, wrong. We are worlds apart. I don't use vulgarity. I don't. You know why? Because I was raised better than that. That's why. You know why Tayali uses vulgarity? It's because he wasn't raised right. He was raised in a very hostile environment. He doesn't know perimeter. He doesn't know boundaries. He doesn't know circumference. To him, his world is linear. Everything is just straight. Just go straight. There are no bends, left, right, nothing. Just go straight. That's the world he lives in. So he can afford, in his mind, when you bring this to his attention and say, why you took an inselef? The other day, Ali took about nevasi, kuba tuka, elio shiriensele shamu salu la shiria. I will end up papa in, I'm telling you. But if the way they raised us. Takuri kutuka abakalamba. Ukutukensele. Abakalamba. Wabatukensele. Well, that is very un-Zambian. That is un-Zambian. You can have a political opinion. You can have a political divergent view, but insele abakulu shiriensele shamu salula. That's wrong. That is wrong. And you Tayali followers, he has brainwashed you to the point where you don't even see that. You accept it now as normal. Kabili Tayali Abapa live 6 to 6. He's got nothing to do. He's a prisoner in his own room. Inchitote tiabombe pantungabomba bakamukaka. Illegal alien. Visa. You're not supposed to be working. The only work Tayali can do is washing dishes. No kukwempa twan. If you think Tayali can have an office job in a foreign country? What is he going to be working as? A runner in a company? They can't hire him. He's unemployable. Kuno, he's unemployable. Kutiaba employable kufialo. It's nonsense. And for those of you who are encouraging him to do this nonsense, when Tayali faces his Waterloo, none of you are going to be there. None of you are going to be there. They're just going to be watching. Oh, wa mukaka. Oh, avachili. Ah, wachiabipa. Iwe kashito muchele. Ere uirabe sabi. Chidia nale kwe ba chidia mailo chidia uichilaba. Atishani, Tayali atishani. Tumaneni. Oh, atiba mtuala. Ah, wachiabipa. Iwe itabana mulenga ubebi ati yali amenshi balefu ayali mailo na yesa. Do you see how insignificant you are when you are in trouble? Nobody moves mountains for anybody. So for Tayali to make it look as if he is the savior of Zambia, he's not the savior of anything. I can tell you. Secondly, Miles Sampa, he published a court document, Kuti in mwewa, I'll save him Court document iraisa, but to his audience. So we're still waiting for that, and I'm looking forward to that court date. There are lots of things there that Miles Sampa has been concealing that the public has to be made aware of. So I'm looking forward to that. Bowman's Waterloo. Bowman is in big trouble, and I feel sorry for him. I really do. Because when it rains, it pours. Yeah. So we'll see how the score comes out. All right. That's what I wanted to share with you. Tell me in the comments. Tell me what you think. By the way, guys, do you like this shirt? Do you know I got this shirt and this tie? There's a shop at Manda Hill. It's called, what is it called? Brux. B-R-U-X. I got this shirt and tie from there. What do you think of, tell me, what do you think of the tie? What do you think of the shirt? Tell me. Tell me. I like it. I don't know if you like it, but I do. I do. I see I don't know where I got this. Somebody gave this to me, or I might have bought it or something. I don't know. It's on point. Hey guys, thank you for watching. God bless. Bye.